We're starting the unit. This is the core unit, meaning compulsory to everyone, because some of our modules at the end of the year, it's student selected, or school selected. We choose which one we're going to do. So the core is all to do with data and statistics and analysing the data. So what our thing is, as mathematicians, we're collecting the data, and then we're going to learn how to display it in different ways, and then we're going to learn how to interpret what the data's showing. So we don't have to give reason why things might be happening. That's not our job. Our job is just to say, this is the data, and when we analyse it in terms of statistics and things like that, this is what it tells us. This is what it shows. Okay, so the first part of it is obviously we are collecting data. So we go out and we collect data. So we have two major types of data. So the first type, we could have numerical data, and the second type is we could have categorical data. Okay, so with numerical data, it consists of data that's been collected. Generally, we say like things that have been maybe counted or measured. Things like the number of goals scored by the Lions in the season, or you could collect the heights of all the teachers at school. So that is numerical data. When you have categorical data, it's things like colours of a car, people's eye colour, maybe people's opinion. So here, when they do surveys often, and they go, do you agree, disagree, and all that. That is a category. So a lot of that, we could be collecting that type of data. Now, categorical data will have two types as well. Categorical, often they either have some order to it, or they, or it's just random or selected, just categories. All right, so a good way to remember things is that numerical are quantities and categorical is qualities. So like colour is a quality, not a quantity. Where numerical, if it's a quantity, so say everyone's part-time wage, maybe I get what you earn every week, that is a quantity. Maybe if I said everyone's music preference, genre, that would be a quality, so that would be categorical. All right, so what we're going to see is that we have this data, and as I said, it was broken up into two groups, numerical and categorical. Now, numerical has two subgroups. So it's discrete and continuous. So with discrete, it's normally counted. So how many mobile phones per household, things like salary, so that is a discrete thing. So maybe that salary is how much someone earns a year or whatever, so that's a salary. You've counted up the money, things like that. Continuous is like something that you measure. So maybe your height, your weight. Your height and weight are very common ones. Maybe you might measure how long something takes, time, so time to run 100 meters or something like that. So you're going to get ones that are a little bit questionable, of things that you thought, gee, I didn't know that was that. So that's why I've left the left space underneath. Pop them in here on your notes. If there was one that you go, whoops, I didn't know that, I wouldn't have thought that, just pop it in on your notes so that you've got it there. So when you come to maybe debating one that you've got on an exam or something, you'll go, all right, it's like that. And so there you go. All right, so categorical is broken up into two, and ordinal and nominal are the ones. So ordinal has the order, so some type of order. So what do I mean by that is like that, say a good one for ordinal is like age groups. So age groups. So when I say you're like, say 0 to 5 years, then 5 to 10 years, That's actually a category. But can you see, I know if someone's in the 20 plus years and then someone's in the 50 plus years, I understand the 50 plus person is older than the 20 plus, don't I? Because there's an order there, yes? So that one is order. So when there's some type of order. So the other ones, some things that you might not, say like when you go into a pizza shop, so say pizzas, and you have the family, the large, the medium and the small, they're categories, but there's an order, isn't it? You understand that the family is bigger than the small one, so there's an order there. Another one is just with the age groups. So the one that caught a lot of kids on the exam was the under 50s, over 50s. That's a category, yeah? And it's ordinal, because I would know if I'm in the under 50s and someone's in the over 50s, they're older than me. I know there's an order there, yeah? The other one that could play up that you might not get is actually categorical, is something like shoe size, okay? Shoe size is still just a category. So I'm a size 6, so that puts me, I'm in that category. Your guys are a size, 10, 11, 12, whatever, you're in that category, that's a category. But there's an order there, isn't it? You know that my foot's smaller than your foot with the bigger shoe. So that one's, that's ordinal as well. And another one that could trap you up is place gettings in a race. I don't know, probably, as we know, I'm not the best English teacher, but if you came first, I don't know if that's how you say that, first, second, third, yeah, that's a category, okay? So if they say the horse racing, someone's come first, they're in categories. Okay, so that one, ordinal, that's what ordinal, and obviously the one I wrote there, the strength of the arguments is ordinal, because you're either up on the strongly agree or down in the strongly disagree. So that one's another one you'll see often referred to. Okay, nominal is categorical data that doesn't have any order to it. So say if I collected your eye colour, there's no order there, yeah? Someone's got a brown, someone's got blue, someone's got green, whatever, yeah? So that has no order to it. So there's lots of like car type, before when I said music genre, that, they're all nominal. It's a category, but has no order to it. The one that caused the big exam kerfuffle, lots of arguments and stuff, is because was actually postcodes. So you might just want to put that in there. Postcodes, and that was purely because kids did not understand. They knew the difference between nominal and ordinal. They didn't know how postcodes came about. They thought it was a distance from the city. It isn't. Postcodes are just randomly given out as the suburb is I don't know, born or developed, yeah? So they randomly go out. So say like out in Craigieburn, they build a new estate or whatever, you go out, they'll have the next number, but what up and down near Geelong, there's a new estate, they get the next number. There's no order to it, yeah? So, and that was purely because the kids did understand what it was, but they unfortunately didn't know about postcodes, so you might not have either, all right? So just looking at this is what we've just been saying. So no, it is not the variable name. So just be careful. It's not the name that determines whether the data is numerical or categorical. It is what you're recording or how it's recorded. So just be careful. So weight recorded in kilograms is numerical data. But if you record weight, as say we did a survey and we gave them a 1 if you are underweight, 2 if they're normal, 3 if they're overweight, that is actually categorical data, because we're shoving them into a categorical. Even though it's weight, we're putting it into a category. So it was sort of like age group, even though age is a number, but once we group it, it becomes a category. The other thing that's categorical data is like Year 7s, Year 8s, Year 9s, yeah? Ordinal, but categorical. It's not a number. Okay, so if we go through a couple of these examples. So examples of numerical data. The height of group of teenagers. So that one will be continuous, yeah? It's numerical, measured, continuous. The marks on a maths test, that would be counted up, so that one would be discrete. The number of universities in a country, so we counted that, so that would be discrete. The ages is actually discrete as well. We're either counting the years or counting the months or whatever. And salaries is also a discrete. So that's just how much money you're earning. So that one's referred to as discrete as well. So then if we look at these categorical ones, this is genders. So whether you're male or female, that's a very common categorical data in a survey. So that one is nominal. Yeah, there's no ranking. AFL football teams, nominal, even though we like to think the Lions are the best, but no. Religions, nominal. Finishing positions in a Melbourne Cup, so that's what I was saying. That one is ordinal. It's categorical, but it's ordinal. I can't even say that word. Municipalities, that's like, we have to look it up. It's like groups, like, I think, like, you know how we're like Moonee Valley, and all that. So it's actually nominal, that one. Ratings from 1 to 5 to indicate preference of 5 different cars. That's still nominal. Age groups, so if you're 0 to 9, that one is ordinal. And hair colour, nominal. Okay, so just remember univariate data and data. So at the moment we're doing univariate data, so it's just when we look at one list, and bivariate we do later on. That'll be our second booklet. That's when we have 2 lists of data. Anyway, so just be careful with the names of your data and check that you know what type of data it is. If we just do a couple of exam questions here, it says the table 1 shows the day number and the minimum temperature in degrees Celsius for 15 consecutive days in May. So it says which of these 2 variables in the data is ordinal data. So we want categorical, and they're talking about day number is one of the variables and minimum temperature. We measured the minimum temperature, so I'm going to go with minimum temperature would be numerical. And what type of numerical? Continuous, yeah, because we'd measure the temperature. And it's actually day number that is the categorical. It's just a label of the day, but you do have some order to it, okay? So you just write here, it would be day number. Okay, with this next one, the relative humidity at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on 14 days in November in 2017 is shown. Actually, I've talked, this one you shouldn't get yet, sorry.